Let us start. And today's topic of discussion is noun clause and complement to the preposition. I have already discussed subject to the verb and object to the verb, and I think both the discussions have come to your benefit. And today I am going to discuss noun clause complement to the preposition. Now, a question may automatically rise in your mind, especially those who are students. What is preposition? A preposition is a word that precedes either a noun or a pronoun and shows or establishes the relation between the noun or the pronoun and the other words in the sentence. So, without the preposition, you can't have the meaning of the sentence. So, who can be the complement to the preposition? Either a noun or a pronoun. So, when a clause becomes the complement to the preposition, automatically we may call it a noun clause. That means, then what is complement? That completes the meaning. The noun clause that completes the meaning of the preposition is called complement to the preposition. Now let us take some examples and analyze them so that we may come to the conclusion. For example, first example, you may take your exercise book and pen or pencil to write them down. For example, I have directed all my efforts to how English language can be learned. I am repeating the sentence. I have directed all my efforts to how English language can be learned. Now, clause number 1. I have directed all my efforts to. So, to is the preposition. Remember it. I have directed all my efforts to. It is principal clause. Number 2. How English language can be learned. And this clause is completing the meaning of the preposition to. So, it is noun clause and complement to the preposition to. Do you understand? Number 2. Next sentence. Please write it down. For example, another sentence. I have no faith in what you say. I have no faith in what you say. And here you see that in, the meaning of in has been completed by the clause what you say. So, I have, number 1, I have no faith in principal clause. Number 2, what you say, subordinate noun clause. Complement to the preposition in clause number 1. Then this clause, that is the noun clause, is completing the meaning of the preposition in. Take third example. Just write down the third example. For example, he insisted upon what I should do at this crisis time. He insisted on or upon, both are correct. He insisted upon what I should do at this crisis time. Now write down. Number 1, he insisted on or upon, principal clause. He insisted on or upon, principal clause. Number 2, what I should do at this crisis time. It is subordinate noun clause and complement to the preposition on or upon. That means the meaning of on or upon is being completed by the noun clause. Clear? Now take another example. It is also very good example. You see, the scientists have directed all their efforts to how the power hidden in nature can be tamed. The scientists have directed all their efforts to how the power hidden in nature can be tamed. So clause number 1, scientists have directed all their efforts to, it is the principal clause. Number 2, how the power hidden in nature can be tamed. It is subordinate noun clause. Complement to the preposition to in clause number 1. Okay? Another example. I looked at what was happening around me. I looked at what was happening around me. Number 1, I looked at, principal clause. Number 2, what was happening around me, subordinate noun clause. Complement to the preposition at in clause number 1. So we may come to the conclusion or the concluding part that the principal clause must end with a preposition and the meaning of the preposition will be completed by a clause, and that clause is called noun clause, and it acts as the complement to the preposition. Okay? So try yourself to frame or to construct this type of sentence. The principal clause will end with a preposition, and the preposition will be complemented, or the meaning of the preposition will be completed by a clause. Remember it, not by a word, a clause. That means it must have a subject and a predicate. That is, there must also be a finite verb. That is called complement to the preposition. Thanking all of you. I am ending my lecture tonight. Okay.